go then. This is the F-Type R that we are donating into the E-Type Revenge build. So, this car is way too good to be doing this with. Let's start with that. It is 18 months old at this point. But to create something incredible like the E-Type Revenge, what we need is some good ingredients, which is why we've got an E-Type and we've also got the latest rendition with the F-Type R P450. So once these cars are amalgamated together, we're hoping this will be probably the best E-Type on the road. And with that, you need something cool to start with. Now, the plan today is I'm going to be cutting this car up. The reason I'm cutting this up straight away and really getting stuck into it is, one, I don't want to change my mind and go back on the idea. Two, the quicker we cut this up, the project is underway and we're hoping we can have this out or at least rolling for show season for next year. Then the third and final bit is I'm going to be cutting the whole top off the back. And that is because I learned from putting the E63 engine in Anarchy Stang that climbing in and out of the back of a donor car is just, it's a lot on your body. It really does take it out of you. So by cutting the top off this, I can get all of my wiring, all of my interior out of it, all of my suspension, and I'm not crawling in and out of something. I can just lean over and access it. So it's going to be much, much easier. So let's get this up in the air and get this axle out on the floor. Okay, so a big day for the E-Type Revenge build, and we're proper tearing into the F-Type now.
So yeah, we're going to rip the front end off, bonnet off, and give us a bit more room to work around the engine and whatnot. We're going to see if we can get it on the floor this afternoon.
That's it, so we'll probably use the pump truck, same as I did when I was doing the Mustang build.
Yeah.
Put the pallet underneath, lower the whole segment out, so engine, gearbox, hopefully the rad pack,
yeah.
We'll see how it comes apart.
Yeah.
And then we've got the whole cluster on wheels to move around.
So yeah, let's see if we can set a record. In 10 minutes, it's stripped, done. Yeah, we've pulled the bonnet off, front bumper off, inner arch liners, we've exposed the bits we need to get to drop all the subframe and everything, make life a bit easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, engine out next.
Yeah, so there it is, 5 litre supercharged V8. This being a P450, we're looking at about 450 horsepower out of this now. It's amazing how nicely it's actually come apart so far. Obviously being a new car makes it a lot easier, but it has come apart really well. So what we're looking at now is how to take this out in the most modular way that we can.
Yeah.
So that means in a single lump that it's easy to move and not too much
Yeah.
that it's hard to manoeuvre around. Very similar to the way I did the Mustang, so we're going to probably attack it underneath and then lower the whole thing out in one go, and the strut tops will probably be the last thing, so we're not underneath as it comes down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there she is.
Get in there, halfway.
Yeah. So there we go, that is the engine now on the floor from the F-Type. I've had a really good day of this. I've managed to get the entire rear axle out, the engine pack as well, so you've got rad pack, engine on the subframe, gearbox and gearbox mount as well. So this makes it so much easier to put into the E-Type. What I'm going to do now though is get rid of the shell outside. That means I can kind of pick bits off it as I need to and move the wiring loom over at my leisure and keep inside clean and tidy for carrying on welding with the E-Type. So let's get this car shifted.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking up, taking down, being across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're
That's
so
one
fun,
done.
I'm so late. You sip wine.
Okay, so I got a little bit too excited and decided to throw a hammer through the panoramic roof. Thus, there is no roof in the car now. And then decided to cut the actual roof off as well. Now, that's caused a big mess inside. So I'm now clearing up all of my mess. I've given it a couple of vacs in here, the glass gets everywhere. So I am giving it a final vacuum in here. And then I'm going to be removing the front seat and the rest of the trim inside as well. And then I can cut the back end of the car off, so I can get the actual mounts and all of the sizes and stuff for the back of the car to put the axle in the E-Type. And then this part of the car will actually go outside and I'll wrap it up to protect the wiring loom and the ECUs until I'm finished the fabrication stage. Right, so that is the rear subframe out of the F-Type and on the deck. Now, I'm absolutely chuffed this is out because where it is here, I've got all of my steel and box section to actually start building the frame around this. So it's on the deck, and what I'll be doing on a later episode is joining all of these mounts together in a kind of box system. That will then replicate the floor that's going to be in the E-Type, and I'll weld the box section into the car. This does two things. One, it means that this has got all its mounting points, but the other thing is it makes the E-Type really strong because this is going to be putting out about 600 horsepower through this rear axle, which, let's be honest, that body is just not built to do. So the frame that's built off this will also work as the structure for the E-Type. I will probably as well be either painting or powder coating this rear subframe. I know one of the common issues with these is rust and corrosion on the rear subframe, and this at 18 months old, already showing its age, is ridiculous. Honestly, whatever they are doing with these rear subframes, it is not working. There seems to be no rust protection on it, to be honest. So, really pleased this is out, and I'm going to carry on dismantling the rest of the E-Type. There we go then, the seats are now out and on the deck out of the F-Type, and they are an absolutely gorgeous seat and they are so comfortable as well. And I can't wait to actually see these go into the E-Type. The reason I've taken these out though is, first of all, I don't want these to start smelling of welding and fabrication, which is obviously what's going on with this project at the moment. As well, I want to put the leather conditioner on them as well, so when they go into storage, it just keeps them fresh and stops them from deteriorating. We want these to look as good as possible when they go into the E-Type Revenge. As well, now I've got the engine and the axle out of the F-Type, so with that I can start doing the fabrication and start mounting it on the front of the E-Type behind me. So thanks for watching this episode of the Anarchy Garage. See you next time.